How's it going, everybody? Stop Vegeta saying what is good to all my Super Saiyan homies, here to bring you all sorts of Dragon Ball and anime gaming content. Today we're going to be hopping back into Legends and taking a look at the LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta that we just got a Zenkai for, and taking a look at him over on the Vegeta Clan team, which will give us a couple opportunities to talk about a couple of different things. First of all, we can talk about Vegeta Clan as a whole and how they've evolved as a team with his Zenkai, as well as just his Zenkai and what he's done for his respective teams and the meta. So this is going to be a post-commentary video with gameplay in the background. So with all that being said, let's hop right into it. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, please consider hitting that thumbs up, as it does greatly help the channel and video to grow. So as y'all can see on the screen, we're going to be starting off with God Key, and I think this will be a nice opportunity for us to talk just a little bit about the team builds that this Vegeta has. So I think the main thing that is really nice about this Vegeta is that all of his respective teams really, I don't want to say needed a new green, because that wasn't the case for Future. They didn't need a new green, but he definitely slots in better than the GBZ, just because he is a strike built unit, and so that fits a lot better on Future. And then now that we're looking at Vegeta family, this has really become a very strike oriented team as well. When we look at Sword of Hope Trunks, when we take a look at the Ape Vegeta, when we take a look at this guy now, hell, you can even look at the Goku side of Goku and Vegeta. Really, the only one who's not not strike oriented is the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, the yellow one. But even at that, you could even end up running, say, like Angel Vegeta, and have yourself like a nice like tanky supportive option over there, who does hold both a blast and strike card, so it's not really diminishing from a strike based deck, and is putting blast cards in the deck, so you're not just sitting there with a full hand of strikes the entire time. So I think in that regard, he's a really nice addition to every single one of his teams. He just fits the mold. He's giving a nice little support via his passives, and he's offering some really solid damage at the end of the day. While his blast damage isn't nothing special, I think this is really just because they didn't necessarily give him too many damage inflicted buffs. They really seem to have focused on his strike buffs, which is okay at the end of the day, because once again, he is a strike based unit. So to give him all the strike buffs that they did, especially with the cost down on the fourth passive that he has, as well as just the cost down that he gets just from pre-Zenkai, just allows him to kind of run a little bit rampant. Plus, once you pop the main ability, you get the double card draw speed, as well as getting the ult, which is just absolutely nuclear. Whoever you landed on, unless they're like a really high starred purple unit, they're probably going to be taking a pretty strong amount of damage, if I do say so myself. Plus, having the lock-in ability, quite frankly, the lock-in on that ult is super duper powerful, because I think the thing that we all have to realize is there are a lot of powerful blue units right now that kind of, they're really the centerpiece of their team, and so having an ult from a green unit that's going to lock in, if you get a blue unit lined up for him to fire off that ult, they're gone. Other than Sword of Hope, because he's got the endurance, they're gone. That's just straight up how it is. And so I think having that ability is something really valuable to have on his teams. While he may not be putting up the best damage across the board the entire time, just to be able to get off that nuke and to truly neuter a lot of teams from their quintessential blue unit, whether it be the Ultra Gogeta, or whether it be Bardock on Super Saiyans, or now Beerus when you're running like a revive unit or something like that. He just has a lot of value in just getting rid of those pesky blue units that are running amok right now. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is, while yes, we've mentioned already that this dude was a really good addition for all of his respective teams, I would like to note that I do think that he is a huge help for Vegeta family as a team. For a while now, we just really haven't seen Vegeta family do anything in the meta whatsoever, and I think that they were kind of on the verge. They've always just been on the verge, it feels like, but this Vegeta finally makes them feel like they truly have some level of competitive nature. Now, they're not going to be the best team in the meta, don't get me mistaken, but they do actually have some competitive play power, considering that there is a strong unit of every single color now. And even if you want to sit here and slander Ape Vegeta, which is, you know, it's fine. I'm not sitting here saying he's the best unit in the game, but I do have a lot of respect for the character. Even if you want to say that you just don't want to run him, you want to say he's a bad character, you want to say he's mid, fine. You can use GV, and he's going to cover for both your purple and red character, or they're going to cover for both your purple and red character, being able to take care of both green and yellow units. So I think this was just that last piece that Vegeta family truly needed to become a top tier team. They weren't there before. They were always just on the outside looking in, like just short of being able to be considered at the top of the meta. And I think now having this green Vegeta really does help, because he's giving them some supportive stuff. He's doing a lot of good stuff with the combo ability and whatnot. And while it would have been great for him to have some way to take care of cover changes and stuff like that, he can still put in really long combos, and this lock-in ult is just so crucial to a lot of matchups, honestly, because it really can neuter a lot of team setups. Since there are so many powerful blues running around in the meta right now, you just have that green lock-in, and yeah, you've helped your team out a great deal. You know, taking out a Bardock on Super Saiyans, taking out an Ultra Gogeta, any of the above, it's really going to be useful. I mean, the only two that it's not going to guarantee a takeout on will be Revival Frieza and Sword of Hope Trunks. But, you know, let's say you're running across a Beerus and you're worried about your Sword of Hope Trunks, or if you're running him on Future and you're worried about your Future Gohan. I mean, this guy just does a really good job of coming in and protecting you from some of these really strong blue characters that are really owning the meta right now. So I just think that he is a huge step for Vegeta family as a whole. So to wrap things up, we've talked about teams, let's talk about tiers a little bit. I think this dude is towards the top of S tier, and I think that's just because he's not quite Z tier material. I feel if he had like cover change reduction, not reduction, nullification, or endurance nullification, that would have been just enough to push him over that threshold to get him to Z tier. But alas, he doesn't have it, so at the end of the day, I think he's really good. He's got the combo potential, he's got the support for his allies, he's got the sub count reduction when the allies take damage, and obviously he's got the lock-in ultimate, which could just be a detrimental thing against some opponents. You know, you're able to lock in a Bardock like we've said, you're able to lock in an Ultra Gogeta like we've said. Stuff like that is really good at turning the tide of a match for you guys. And so I think this dude does not only just a great job of dealing with things on his own, but he does a great job of supporting all of his respective teams and just bringing them up all at least a little bit. He is strike oriented, so he fits really well with all of them. I think had he been like a blast oriented character, even with the things that he provide, it would have just been a weird fit. But yeah, maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm underestimating him a little bit. Maybe I'm overestimating him a little bit. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.